Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas here on a beautiful day. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi, the original religion. And today's message, it's heavy, but it's so hopeful. You know, we've been talking the last few days of 2025 about happiness, and I believe you will get happiness from this message, even though it's a big one. It's a big subject. If you were called to this. And, you know, I don't know what religion you are. The title probably caught your attention to see what this guy's talking about. What is Zoroastrianism? Who are the Magi? What is the original religion? What did the original religion teach? What did their God look like? It's good. And so I'm asking, if you came across this video, just hear it out. Of course, I'm going to say things that are going to go against what you were taught in your religion, in your ideology, especially as we're talking about that the Abrahamic religions are not going to survive. They're not going into the future with us because they're not the highest principle of good. They're mixed energy. The gods and the stories, it's mixed, right? Their God can love or hate, be at peace or go to war, can get angry, jealous, hate war, can kill men, women, and children. There's stories in their books that even as a child you felt were not right until someone had to convince you why they're right. But still it never set right with you. And now especially, there's too much wisdom, too much knowledge, too much reason, too much understanding. We can see all around the world now on the internet. We're so connected, and the horrible things we see going on in the world, it's all because of the Abrahamic religions. And I know that is scary for people that were brought up into it, and they find their whole identity in that. My friends, but there's a better identity, a true you that is inside just waiting to come out, and it's good, and it creates a good world with good stories. I need to share this with you guys. I have a prophetic gift, have since I was a kid. You can ask anyone that's grown up with me. You can ask parents. You can ask my children, even my ex-wives. You can talk to anybody that has known me growing up. I have a prophetic gift. It always, 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 always has come true. Matter of fact, it used to drive people crazy. I was part of the prayer group in our church, and I would know when people came in for prayer, that person will live, that person will die. I wouldn't say it's funny, but this lady came in and she said that her prayers have been answered and her husband has never been so sweet. I got a download that he's being overnice because he just cheated on her and he's racked with guilt. I said that. Everyone got mad at me. I said, I'm just telling you what happened. I see it clear. I know. Next day, we found out exactly what I said. And it was always like that. I can see my friends, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I do. I get it in downloads, I get it in visions, I get it in dreams, but I know that I know that I know, and I know that the Abrahamic religions are not going into the future. And I know it seems so big, but look at past civilizations. Look at the Egyptians. My God, religion was such a part, they could have never dreamed that their religion would just be myths and stories. Think of the Greeks. My goodness. That's why Socrates was put to death, one of the wisest men in the world, because they said he blasphemed the Greek gods. That society that was so huge at the time, they could never imagine their gods were going away. You know something kind of funny about that story? They said that Socrates blasphemed the gods because Socrates said that their gods were harming the youth of Greece because their gods were warring gods. They were tricksters. They would lie. They were narcissists. And he's saying, if we're holding these up as the highest standard, it's not good for the youth. Funny thing, the government, the society, they put him to death because they said he was a danger to the youth because he was making the gods seem exactly the way they were, not good. My friends, there's a highest principle of good, and you know it in your heart. It's just good. That's what Zoroaster means. Pure starlight, undefiled, undiluted, unmixed. It's not the love and the hate. It's not the peace and the war. Our God, the highest principle, doesn't have to get angry and hate and kill. It's just always good. I want to share a heavy story, but I think it'll help you to wake up. And isn't that what we all want to do? We want to become awakened to Asha, to the perfect Creator's perfect idea. There's something innate in us that we want to return to that golden age. Somehow we know that there was a time when a perfect Creator had a perfect idea. He made creation in a world that was beautiful. Different ideologies, they think of it as a garden state, and just love and peace and joy and no fear, no enemies. A golden age that we're always trying to return to. There's something innate in us that knows this. And I'll tell you exactly what's happened. And it happened to me. That's why I think I'm a good guide to help you if you're searching for a better world, a better life, a gooder God. I was fanatical about my religion. I was raised here in the West as a Christian. And if the Bible said it, that was it. That settled it. Didn't even matter. Well, it wasn't supposed to matter what your conscience, what your heart was saying about some of those stories. Matter of fact, they even said, and it was in the Bible, so they could turn to it, do not trust your heart. Your heart is very, very deceitful. You could be deceived. You could be deceived by a devil. Only read the book. Only listen to your priest. Grew up like this, my friends. I read the Bible cover to cover when I was just a child. I studied it all the time. Went to, every Bible thing that was available to me, I was there. Went to Bible college. Now I'm getting a little older. Now I'm having a harder time turning off my conscience, turning off reason. And we're learning stories, and it was called Apologetics. Trust me, please stay with me. I'm going somewhere, and I'm going to give you the prophecy. And I promise you it'll change your life. Your life will be better. Isn't that what your religion's about? You want to know God? You want to know good? You want to be happy? Stay with me for this, please. Apologetics in our Bible course, because I was being groomed to be a pastor. It's all I wanted since I was a kid. So they're taking some of the hard stories that they knew as young preachers and pastors and evangelists that people would bring up, and we'd have to have a good reason why those things happen, because there's some hard stories. I'll give you a couple examples that started really working on my own heart and mind. The story of Jephthah. He told Jehovah that if he went into this other nation and killed all the men, all the women, all the children, brought back the spoils, that he would sacrifice as a burnt offering the first person that came out of his home to Jehovah. He went in, did that. His daughter came out. He offered her up as a burnt sacrifice. Now they have to give you a reason why, because it even says in the Bible that the Jewish people for thousands of years celebrated him because he kept his word to Jehovah. And they called him a mighty man of valor. So they're trying to show us the importance of keeping your word to Jehovah and try to put the focus on that. And people that are so brainwashed with religion, they'll just take that. They'll just accept that. And I was kind of groomed the same way, but still somewhere deep, something was saying no, no, no. And my friends, there's story after story. I won't go into them all. Many of you know them. Moses told the soldiers, kill men, women, and children. The soldiers couldn't kill the women and children. It was going against their heart. Moses said, don't question Jehovah, don't question me, kill the women and children, but you can keep sex slaves. The beautiful young virgin women you can keep as sex slaves. And then, of course, apologetics are going to tell us, how to explain that away. Story after story. Stone your children when they're disrespectful. Story after story that in your heart you know is not right. You know is wrong. Because even as a child, unless someone threatens you with fear and hell and even something as simple as not being praised as a good student, a good citizen, they can control you. But for some of us, there's just something so deep. Now, I was so deep into this, it was going to take a miracle to come out, like many maybe of you listening right now. But I knew I wasn't happy. I knew something was wrong, and I was willing to put up the prayer that I just wanted to hear from God. I'm willing to put down any stories, any ideas I have of what God is, even to set down the Bible, which is hard to do. Maybe some of you are doing that with a Quran or Gita or whatever your book is, whatever your gods are. But just to reach out to the highest God, and they tell you, don't do that. You're going to get tricked by a devil. They'll tell you everyone that's ever done that has left their religion. It's not because of the devil, my friends, it's because God came, good came, love came, truth came, reason came, and saved their beautiful souls, my friends. And they never looked back. My God, my God. I get my prophecies through dreams, through visions. As I was dealing with all this in my subconscious, in my heart, as I'm going through Bible college, I had a dream that changed the trajectory of my life forever. In this dream, I was with my family, my grandparents, uncles and aunts, cousins, mom and dads, and we were put back into Bible time. And we are going through a town killing the men, women, and children for Jehovah, for the Bible, for what's right, for everything I had learned. And there was a woman, and she was there holding her baby, her child. And I went up, and I could see, we made eye contact, me and this woman. She was holding her child. And I could, even though I didn't know her language, her eyes spoke volumes. And she was saying, have mercy on my baby. Don't kill my baby. You must have a heart in you that knows, don't kill my baby. And I took my sword and I ran it into the child's back. And something I didn't know at the time, because I'd only seen from Bible movies that when you ran a sword into a child's back, they just instantly died. But that's not what happened here. It cried out. And it was sucking for air, and it's crying. And the cries, my friends, I will never forget the sound. I instantly awoke to the nightmare that was happening before me. Those cries sounded just like the cries of my own children. They weren't the cries of a demon. They weren't the cries of an infidel. They were the cries of a child just like ours. And every time Mommy, it hurts. It cut me. And I just wanted it to end. And so I hit it with my sword as hard as I could. And it's still crying out. And I'm thinking, why does it take so long to die? Every time it cries, it's killing me. And I hacked it. And I hacked it till the sound stopped. This is 10 years ago, my friends, and the impact is still the same. The screams, the horror, the blood, the pain in my heart, the nightmare that I don't think I'll ever recover from. Then I look in the mother's eyes, heartbroken, devastated, sobbing. She looks in my eyes. She does not say a word, not in her own language. But I got the message clear. She said, "You are the monster." and I awoke. Not only spiritually, but in my bed. Thank God that nightmare had ended and my life was never the same. I thought I was the godly one, the good one. I was the monster. I was the darkness calling myself light. My friends, and I laid down those gods, and I laid down those books, and I laid down those stories, and I laid down those lies, and I said, oh, good God, come save me. And my God, that shining light, that truth, that Asha, that highest principle of God good came, my friends, and filled me with truth that ran out the lie and illusions, filled me with the love that the hate, fear, and the greed and those warring gods could not bind anymore. My friends, and my life was never the same, and I've spent the rest of my life sharing this message of truth, of the all-good God, because if we'll restore God's image, and we'll take that energy, that spirit, that frequency, that God into us, and it becomes us, and we become one with that spirit, we will change the world back to that golden age, to that pure love, that pure life, that pure God good. My friends, if we will hold it, if we'll hold that frequency, if we'll hold that truth, we will create it in our world. My God, grab your book, Asha. This is the Magi text. Go to Asha. We're going to be in Asha 11, and we're going to be in Asha 13. Asha 11 said, well, here we've been talking about happiness this last few days for the new year. Sometimes happiness comes not from getting something, it comes from getting rid of something. My friends, sometimes you have to get something out of your life, and it might be your God, it might be your religion, it might be your so-called holy book that's supposed to be a good book, but it's not a good book. My friends, Asha 11 says, I will release my own ideas to receive God's ideas. Are you strong enough? Are you brave enough? Do you care enough to release your own ideas, to receive God's ideas? Is your true heart to know God? Then you have to put down the ideas you have. Maybe it's ideas that were given to you by someone else. Have you ever seen that? Whatever nation, country you're born up in, you take their ideas, their God, their books. Are you brave enough to set them down? You can always pick them back up again if I'm wrong. But are you brave enough to set them down and say, okay, true God, truth, come, speak to me. Reveal yourself if you're real. And my God, you will find the real above all real. You'll understand that what you were living in wasn't real because it wasn't God, because it wasn't good, because it wasn't the highest truth, Asha, the perfect creator's perfect idea, the only thing that could come from his perfect mind. I will release my own ideas to receive God's idea. Removing the corruption puts potentialities to their proper use. You must burn out the impurities to find true essence. Purity is a must. Your God cannot be mixed. Your God cannot love and hate, heal and send disease, get mad and destroy his children. He's got to be good. He's got to be pure, my friends. And any God that ain't that, I don't want it. I don't want your stories. I don't want your lies. The Magi have returned. My God, Zarathustra Song 5 says, oh, false gods beware, the Magi have returned. And when the Magi come, we shake things up. Follow that pure light, that pure starlight to the Savior you've been looking for, the all-good God that lives inside of you. You must burn out the impurities to find true essence. To find happiness, you got to let things go. Purity is a must. If your temple is mixed with poison, pour it out and fill it with pure substance. It takes a long time to purify a vessel, one drop at a time. That, in my opinion, is too much trust in time. Pour out your vessel and let God fill you with himself. Flip over to Asha 13. It says the original word, the original idea, the original frequency, the original sound that made the original world was just good. No evil comes from the Creator. And from this original word of purity, of pure God, pure good, unmixed, undefiled, undiluted, your spiritual world is made straight, and the material world shall come into order. The original word of false religion is that evil comes from the Creator, and in this false idea is all the evil creatures suffer. We will end all suffering when the Abrahamic religions go away, and I prophesy, I decree and declare they are gone. And I'm not just speaking it, I'm not just hoping it, I saw it, and I'm just speaking what I saw. The Jehovah's and the Allahs and the Bibles and the Qurans and their wars and their hate and their anger and their fear is gone, because truth has come. And when truth comes, lie loses all of its power. The light has come. There was no big fight. The darkness flees. No more calling darkness light. No more calling bad good. Good has come, and you know it because it resonates what is in your divine spark, your fravashi. You come from good spirit. You're made of good spirit, and you shall return to good spirit. Good spirit is waiting. Will you set down the lies? And will you receive the truth? It is a choice. We have known good and we have known evil. We must know only good, and we will create it. It's a choice. Do you want to keep knowing good and evil? Do you want to keep knowing love and hate, peace and war? Are you ready to receive the all good spirit and to hold it, and it becomes you and you become it? And we speak with our very lives. We tell the truth and we create Asha, heaven on earth, the real world. What was, is, and forever shall be, and the lie dissipates, and truth is, Asha is. My God, what a beautiful message today. Shining ones, Ashavans, I love you.